want to make a prediction right now. I have good news from yesterday, but let's just like put that to the side for now. I really want to make a prediction. I've just been thinking. I think that there will be like a really, really major resurgence in like local theater. I think that AI isn't going anywhere, but the people are. I think when AI starts showing up in like movies and music videos and books in little ways, the people are going to be done. Like they're just going to be done, and it's already showing up in like social media, and I already think people are sick of social media and kind of done with it, but I think it's going to be like on a bigger scale. And I think instead of people going to another platform, like they're gonna go to the real world, and so people are gonna start getting their art from like local spaces. It's not gonna happen right away, but I think people are gonna like create these local spaces. It's not necessarily gonna be like, let's all go to the local museum. Like, no, people create their own newer spaces to enjoy art and tell stories in person. And I think that's, and so instead of having like a monoculture like we did before, or like an extremely fragmented culture like we were having right now, we're gonna have something like subcultures per locations and spaces. And I think that theater, like plays, is gonna be a big part of it. I think I think it's I think I think it's just gonna make a big comeback. I don't know about musicals, but I really think like theater and plays, like being able to like perform a show like with your friends at like a party or something, like something in smaller ways, that's gonna start making like a comeback and a resurgence. I feel like there's just gonna be, I think the tipping point is just gonna be like a distrust with like corporate conglomerates taking over art, maybe, and just like a distrust with creators that are like having extremely high output or just a lot of corporate backing that have just, I think there will be more transparency because of the distrust between creators and their audience on how AI is used in their art. And I think that like the like hate for AI being used in it will eventually be lessened, but not in exchange for like authenticity. Like authenticity will still be paramount if you're still very passionate about what you're making. This is my prediction. I also think something's gonna happen with movies. Something like Napster is going to happen in movies, because I think there's too many streaming services, and I think piracy is just going to become more rampant than it already is. And something like Spotify and like a few other companies are just going to come out on top, and it's going to be bad for movies. Like people who make movies aren't going to make much money off of it after the theater run. But I think that's already true right now, actually. That's why they got rid of the mid-budget size comedy. So maybe this has already happened. I feel like it'll happen again though. Just something else. Like something's gonna happen in movies, but I'm not sure what. Okay, this is my prediction. I don't know what'll happen to music. I want something good to happen to music. I can say what I want to happen to music. That everybody returns to like the physical media days, and everyone just enjoys music very slowly, and prioritizes supporting local musicians and stuff, but I don't know. I don't know if that'll happen. I think it's good to be able to listen to music from all over the world though. So, okay. The other thing that happened that's like super good is that I finally figured out my violin wrist problem. That every time I was playing violin, I was getting like wrist pain, like mainly like right here, you know, and I thought it was like a thumb problem. So I was trying to play it, and then I would get frustrated because I'd get pain like within 5 minutes, and then I would like put it down and then try to watch some videos on like wrist pain and stuff, and they would never really talk about the what the thumb is doing. Like they would always treat the thumb like an afterthought. I'm like, no, the thumb is my problem. Like, anyway, I started binging some videos by the Hill Project. Got my magic pad yesterday. I started binging some videos by the Hill Project, and I was like looking at it, and I was like, I know how to hold the violin. Like, I don't know why I'm still having this pain. Like, I just felt like I knew everything that they were saying. But the Hill Project was a little bit more specific than other videos because they they were like talking more about the causes of pain and things, but they had this one specific exercise where they're like, just like do this, like fall up is what they call it, you know, like do that a lot. And so, you know, obviously when I do it, I kind of land around like okay, this is not good. I'd land around like here or something, which is more in line with my shoulder than when I put the violin. It's like my hand was actually much higher. Like if you told me to hold my hand up here for hours, like I probably would get fatigued pretty quickly, but if it's just more down here, it would be better. And so I started trying to hold the violin lower than before. I always thought it had to be parallel to the ground, but I think a little bit lower than parallel to the ground was actually more what I needed, I guess, for my body maybe, because when I started playing then, like the pain here and in the forearm was gone. So I think that is the solution, and I was super happy. And I think I'm a little hesitant to say it's like the official solution. I think I want to try and practice for a couple hours today, but there is no pain, you know? So I can finally start practicing again. I just remember like when I was young, I used to play violin for like hours, like in middle school and stuff. Like I just loved playing instruments, specifically violin. I don't play other instruments. I just played violin for like hours in middle school, and it just made me really happy. And then in high school, I think I just maybe took on too many obligations with violin because then I wasn't able to like play for hours. Like I had my academic obligations, but then also I was just in so many orchestras and chamber groups and even had like my own solo pieces going on that playing violin just kind of felt like work at that point, and I didn't have that like free time to just like practice and experiment for hours. Like I didn't have that time, and I also had so much material to practice that it was kind of overwhelming, and I wasn't able to make that much progress. And I think in the material was like professional level, like it was stuff that professional orchestras would play, you know? But I wasn't necessarily like spending enough time to practice it to be good. So then I think I started developing like kind of like, I don't know, like insecurities about playing violin, and like I just didn't feel confident playing it because I was never well practiced enough, because I was in too many involvements to really have my time to just practice. I think I'd go back and tell myself like you need to like, I think a lot of those orchestras I actually had to be in, but I think I would tell my past self like you need to like prioritize like just solo practice, you know, and just the time that you can practice, and it's just for yourself, like it's not for anything, you know. And that's just what I really wanted. Like a lot of people talk about like, oh, you should return to what made you happy as a kid, like what you did before you had any types of like obligations or insecurities or anything. And I think for me, there's definitely singing, but it was also playing violin. And so now I really want to get back into just being able to play for fun, and maybe like, you know, once I start improving, I can try to do something with it, like perform again and stuff. But for now, like I just really, like I kept up with it, like with the pain, and for like a year or something. Actually, I didn't bring it to college the past year. Like, I kind of gave up, honestly. But then when I came back, I was like, let me actually try to make this work, you know? But it was really frustrating. Like, I wanted to cry many times. So I'm kind of glad I didn't give up, that I just stuck with it, and that the solution was there and it wasn't that complicated, you know? So I just want to try to practice for a few hours today. That's like my biggest priority. And I just want to see, like, if the pain is still gone and stuff. And then, yeah, I feel like I just have like a big piece of my musicianship back. Like, I can just play an instrument. That's kind of major, to be a musician that can't play an instrument, but now I can. I always identified as a musician. Like, always, like, my whole life. But yeah, I'm very excited to get back into it. And yeah,